everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Hi, hello. Welcome to a random evening in the life vlog. I wanted to vlog today because I don't know. I want to film a video for tomorrow, which is Friday. And I also would like to do something a little interesting and make myself read a little bit more because I have not been reading very well. I am currently filming like 4 or 3 different reading vlogs at this point, but I am interested in trying to like kickstart my reading for today. And today is a Thursday, so why not spend a random Thursday with me? So we're gonna get into it. Tonight, I would really like to reread in its entirety, The Haunting of Velkwood by Gwendolyn Kist, which is my friends and I's book club pick for this here Saturday. We're doing this thing in our personal book club where we have like, I think the last one we did, it was one of my friends, or 2 of my friends, like 5-star books, like previously, and they wanted to read it with us so we could discuss it. And so we decided to now pick a 5-star book from each of us and read it. And I was like, well, I got one that's perfect for spooky season. Let's read it. And it's small, it's bite-sized. Let's do it. And this was one of my 5 stars last year. So everyone is reading this. I'm going to reread it so that I remember things more clearly. And I think it's perfect for spooky season. So this is what I plan on reading tonight. I am done work in about 10-ish minutes. And then before I can even start reading, I'm going over to Mom and Dad's because we are doing a photo shoot today. One of my friends who got married this summer, Cassandra, I went to her wedding back in June. I was the maid of honor. She ended up getting her photographer I told her about someone who is an old university friend of mine who is a photographer, and her photography is amazing. And I was like, you gotta get Danelle. She's awesome. And so Cass ended up booking Danelle on my recommendation. And so Danelle was like, great, Jen, you get like a free mini shoot because you referred someone to me. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. I don't know what to use that for. I waited, it's been a while, and then I remembered, I was like, we haven't done family photos in a really long time. Like, it's been well over a decade where we've done family photos with just my parents and I. The last family photo we have is Rudy is still alive, which is our old dog who passed away in 2015. And it was like well before that, because the last photos we have of like themed stuff, like we used to do Christmas cards every year. At a certain point, it ended up just being me with the dogs in our Christmas cards. So it's been a long time since we've done a family photo situation. And so I offered it to my mom, and she was very excited. She has been so amped. It was originally scheduled for last Thursday, but it was very rainy and very gloomy, so it was rescheduled to this Thursday, and today is nice and bright and sunny. I wish it was overcast because overcast just creates better lighting, but it's bright and sunny, it's crisp, it's a fall day, and we're gonna go have a little photo shoot, which is why I have makeup on. Which is why I did my eyes and my eyebrows. It is the first time in a very, very long time since I've done my makeup. I had my makeup done for my friend's wedding, but like myself did my makeup. I don't ever do face makeup because I touch my face so much. And when I was a kid, I love my freckles. I never want to cover up my freckles. So like when I was a kid, I made that decision, and actually wearing like foundation and stuff like that made my face worse, like pimple wise, because my skin reacted to it. So it's always only ever been eyes and eyebrows for me. And so that is why I look like this. That is why I look a little bit more, not put together, but like, I look a little bit different, if you will. So yeah, we're gonna go do that, and then we're gonna have dinner there, and then we're gonna come home and do some reading. And I would like to be able to read the entirety of The Haunting of Velkwood in one fell swoop, because it is small, and you guys know I listen to audiobooks at an absolutely atrocious speed. So anyways, I just thought I'd start this little mini vlog. I'm gonna talk about The Haunting of Velkwood. I'm probably gonna be pretty spoilery about it, but I will warn you when I'm being spoilery about it if you want to mute me. But yeah, this is a little like evening in my life, other than the photo shoot is pretty typical. I've also been working on some knitting projects that I'll talk you through later. I've been really excited about knitting and doing different things with that, but I need to just keep telling myself that it takes a while. Knitting takes a while. It doesn't work up as fast as crochet, but it's still very fun. That's the plan. I'm excited. So yeah, welcome to this little mini vlog, this random little mini vlog on this here random October day. And I hope you enjoy it. Let me know down below how your reading is, what you are currently reading right now. And if you are enjoying it, 'cause I'd love to know. I'm very excited to read The Haunting of Velkwood. It's epic. I'm so excited to reread it. I'm so excited. Anyways, I'll chat to you a little later.
that you spank? Oh, that's a good girl. Well. You're giving it a good sniff. Oh, yeah. What are you doing? Come here, baby. Come out from under those. Little miss. I'm gonna make a tea. Gotta get something queued up here. Oh, you know. I feel like my usual ghost hunting would be fun. Go back to Amy's Crypt, I guess. They're usually my faves. Let's find Amy's Crypt. I've watched most of the new stuff, so we're going very far back in, because this is all I watch at this point. It's my guilty pleasure. Watching people go explore stuff. Okay, here's some that I haven't watched. Prison of Evil, Part 2. Part 2! I already watched Part 1, but I don't remember Part 1, so we're gonna go Part 1 and then Part 2. So, while I am making my tea here, I'll tell a little bit about the Haunting of Velkwood. So from what I remember, because if you guys know anything about me, my memory is absolute shite when it comes to anything, really. But I read this last year around this same time, and it was so good. I remember reading it as part of a bunch of spookier books, and I ended up going specifically with this one because it was loved by Kayla from Books of Lala, and I had picked it up from my local Freya girl. I heard something drop in here. What are you doing? You being mischievous? Are you being a mischievous little... I had picked it up from my local horror bookstore, because we have a horror bookstore, horror, thrillery, fantasy situation bookstore. It's not necessarily fantasy, but in my city, and I picked it up from that. It was a used book. It looked really cool, and I remember going and asking specifically for books that felt like Criminal Minds, and this was not one of those. But we were just talking, and the proprietor was basically like, it's so good, like ghost town vibes. And I was like, bet, I'm into it. And coming out of it, it is such a gentle yet low-key brutal ghost story about a ghost town with a twist. So we have our main character, who is the survivor, one of the few survivors of this event that happened on Velkwood Street or whatever, this one street in a neighborhood where everything went really fucking bad, and the whole neighborhood basically fell into this bubble. I'll put you on my shelf. Fell into this bubble of time, and no one has ever been able to come out or go in except for the survivors from this attack. And it's a bunch of these girls who were all friends back in the day, and something really terrible happened the night that shit went down. And scientists are obviously trying to explore why Velkwood is a thing and what is causing it, all this kind of stuff. And so our main character is basically living a nothing life. She's so stuck. Everything is bad. She has barely any relationships with people. And this scientist guy comes up to her and approaches her basically we need help for Velkwood because we know that you guys can go back in. We know the survivors can go back in. And the other survivor that has gone in is not okay anymore. She's a recluse. Something happened to her, and she basically is refusing to come out of her house. And the other one we can't find, so we're stuck with you essentially. And she declines at first, but then the guy gives her evidence that they've captured with a drone that went in, because anytime they send technology into this neighborhood, something happens to it. It doesn't last. But they sent this drone in, and it gets an image
of our main character's house. And in the top window, you can see her baby sister. And so she's like, holy shit, my baby sister is still there. I have to go back in. I have to save her. I have to do something, right? Like I have to go see my baby sister. Like this can't be a thing. So Talitha is our main character, or Talitha. She has avoided everything to do with the tragedy that took her mother and 8-year-old sister, drifting since then from one job to another, never settling anywhere or with anyone, feeling as trapped by her past as if she was still in the small town she so desperately wanted to escape. When a new researcher tracks her down and offers to pay her to go back to enter the vicinity, Talitha claims she's just doing it for the money. Despite all the crackpot theories over the years, no one has discovered what happened the night Talitha and her estranged former best friends, Brett and Grace, escaped their homes 20 years ago. Will she finally get the answers, or is this just another dead end? And it's this slow, just kind of gently eerie story of her going back and facing that past and discovering more things and reconnecting with this past. And it's got a little supernatural to it, elements, because of course, like, this neighborhood is trapped in a bubble. Like, what's happening, you know? I'm excited to get back into this and give this another shot, aka read it again, because it was 5 stars the first time I read it. So I've got my tea ready. I've got my TV queued up with my ghosty shows. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna work on my knitting as well as I listen to the audiobook of this and read it, because I have a tendency to do that. But yeah, oh, the photo shoot, by the way, was so lovely, so fantastic. Showed up and Danelle was there. I got there like just after 4:30. Look at this cryptid, first of all. She's just in the hallway. Cryptid. Showed up, Danelle was there. I showed up just a little after 4:30 because traffic, and we got there, started immediately in the backyard. Basically, Mom asked me to switch out my sweater because I brought options. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Put a different shirt on, went out into the backyard, and we were done before 5. And Mom was like, that was crazy, that was so fast. So Mom's very happy, and she's so excited to get all the photos. So, and I'm excited too, because I think they're going to be absolutely wonderful. And Danelle got a couple photos of just Mom and Dad, and it's been so long since they've had a good photo taken of them alone as well. So I think it's gonna be great. I got some photos with me and Bella, and a couple photos of just me at the end. So hey, if I ever need author headshots done, I've got them. I've got them, because Danelle just did them. Also, if I want like other ones, I will hire her to do a full shoot for me. But yeah, that was so fun. And then we had Caesar salad for dinner, which was so good. Mom makes her own Caesar salad dressing. She used to make it way too garlicky. Like literally, like you bite into it and you're like, because it's raw garlic, and she used to put so many cloves of garlic in there, and she's tweaked the recipe here and there, and for the past few times that she's made it, it has been so good, like just perfect, like not too much garlic, not overpowering. It was so good today. And then Dad got this beautiful bread loaf, and he gave me part of it, so I have like fresh bread that I'm gonna basically eat all tomorrow. That's the plan anyway. It's like very grainy loaf, which isn't my favorite texture, but like it tastes really good. So yay for that. We love that. Anyways, it is 10 to 8 p.m. I'll probably be done by like 10:30, 11, I want to say. What am I going to work on tonight for my knitting? I have decided I did another tester for knitting. So I picked up knitting last year. If you haven't been around or you don't really remember, because it's been a long time. I picked up knitting last year, taught myself how to knit because I wanted to try knit myself a sweater, and I just wanted a new skill because I can crochet really well. I wanted a new skill, all that good stuff. I had started a sweater and I have like the yoke done, but because I got Freya in January, and she was a kitten, I was like, a kitten and yarn? I don't know how to handle that. So I decided to just put it away, and I haven't touched that since. But I have been like slowly doing different things and crocheting and stuff. And yeah, she's obsessed with yarn, and she'll come and like bite it, but she's so sweet about it. And she just doesn't she doesn't play with a yarn ball, really. It's like the long tendrils of yarn as I'm working. So, you know, occasionally I'll get a little bit of slobber between my fingers, and that's kind of disgusting, but it's fine. So I made a ear thing for myself as a tester to see if I could do where the fuck did it go? Here it is. I still haven't weaved in the ends, and I did want to give it a try to like, I was trying out a specific pattern that I then last night repeated and actually tried to stick to the pattern very carefully. And now I have this, which it fucked up right in the middle somewhere. Like it's supposed to look like this stretch here,
where there's no weird bump. So it's like a nice, like kind of a ribbing detail. So I don't know what the fuck I did. I was so careful for so long. And then something happened, like all of these stitches just look wrong. I don't know what I did on that one row. Fuck if I know. But I was gonna keep going and then make this a fold over one. But I think I'm just gonna stop here with this one. I'm gonna cast it off and then I'm gonna try again. And I'll just keep this for myself. Just give myself all the trash ones. But yeah, so I'm gonna make my dad one in this. And I don't know if I like the ribbed look for him. No, I do like it. I think it's nice, and it'll give him a little bit more of that like tighter weave that he wanted. Like this is nice and dense of a material. Anyways, so this is gonna be my dad's color. It's gonna be in gray. And then I found a purple, like a really nice dark purple at Walmart yesterday. When like both of these are from Walmart yesterday. They're the Bernat wavelength yarn in size 5, bulky. And that's the size that I needed. Like for some reason when I was going to Michael's and like looking for different yarns, it was really hard to find a size 5 yarn. And that's the size that I needed for this project. And I was like, well, okay. Anyways, pick this one up. So I think I'm gonna make mom a nice one because I also have on the needles a like the very beginnings, the like literally 4 rows of a shawl that I'm gonna be doing for her. Like technically like a triangle shawl scarf thing. And I think this is gonna go really nicely with the purple. So I'm gonna do that for my parents. Those are the knitting things that I have underway right now. So what I will be doing is casting this off and then probably casting on a new project, a new headband specifically, because now I know this pattern like back and forth because it's very easy. You cast on 75 stitches and then you do knit, knit, purl, knit, knit, purl all the way around again and again and again. Again. So literally last night, all I was doing, I was sitting here, I was going knit, knit, purl, because I needed to make sure that I was sticking to the pattern, and it still didn't fucking work because halfway through it fucked up. Anyways, but yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. And at some point I'm going to have to edit this vlog. That's okay. Because first we are going to reread this bad boy. Hello, friends. That book always gets me right at the end. Oh my god. Oh, I know I'm so excited to talk about this with my friends, and I really hope they like it, because I don't know what I'm gonna do if they hate it. I'm not gonna be okay if they start ripping it apart, because this book is so fucking good. It's so well done. It's just, oh my god. It's, oh my god, it is such a, I don't even know. It's like a deep, not a tearing apart, but definitely a like holding up a mirror to
communities and towns and groups of people, families and people who are supposed to keep you safe. Like that's something that's said multiple times in here. Like someone or somewhere I was supposed to feel safe, like being home, and I just wanted to find, like, to leave, to hide, to find somewhere actually safe. And it's this holding up a mirror of this. These people all knew that things were happening and none of them did anything, you know? And it's this, oh fuck, it's just, it's so much. It's not even coming to terms with it at the end. It's choosing to stop letting the past like drag you back and trapping you, because our main character is stuck this entire book. Like she is, a lot of the words that are chosen in this book describe her, and she describes herself as like stuck in taffy. She's like, it doesn't move, and she's been stuck for 20 years. She's been homeless, rootless. Like she has nothing. And then this neighborhood calls her back, and it just rips everything open again and makes her realize things about herself and her past and her friends. And also, the first time I read this, I did not realize how sapphic it was until the sapphic stuff started, and I was like, oh shit. And now reading it back again, oh my god, it is so sapphic from like word go. I don't know what the fuck I was reading the last time, but it was something. Love this book so much. It's just this soft, deeply aching read. And oh my god, I'm simultaneously so excited and so worried to talk about this with my friends. This is why I shouldn't pick things that are like my favorite things to make my friends read. Because what if they hate them? What if they hate it? What if they don't get it? What if they don't like it? Oh no. Anyways, I went through this and I annotated it because I didn't the first time. This book is something, like the horror and the gore and the terror in this book is so gentle, and yet it just fucking sizzles and scares me. Like there's this moment, kind of like it's right near the end, but there's this line that's just, or this paragraph: the sky shifts above me from deep blue to midnight black and back again, and I keep going past Mrs. Owens' house. She's still out on her front porch, the broom propped up in the corner where she can no longer reach it. She doesn't need it anymore. The frog is sitting in her lap now, and she's cradling him like a small house cat as she watches me pass. Are you going to fix this? Her eyes are wild with fear. Are you going to fix anything, Talitha? And that's not even like the worst. Like the coming in, like just reading that out of context, like doesn't even get me. But like in the moment, in this just subtly eerie, terrifying situation, like the fact that this woman who, like, the whole thing is like stuck in a Groundhog Day situation where every time Talitha goes to this neighborhood again, she sees this woman stuck on her porch, like she's poking at a frog with a broom, and she's yelling at it, and now the frog is in her lap. So it's like this little like discordant, and then her eyes are wild with fear. Kills me. Oh my god. There was this like this continuous feeling stuck in this place, and that they got out, but then they're being brought back. And it's this one line on 178 that's like, and once upon a time it actually worked. We found our way out. If only we could have stayed gone. And I'm like, I don't think you ever found your way out. Like, you've been so stuck. And then like I have some weird questions about like the process of this, and why some people in this neighborhood seem to know what's going on, and the fact that they are stuck in this loop. Some of them are aware and some of them are very, very not. And I just don't know why. I don't know, man. It's just so good. Like I want to rip into this and talk about the neighborhood as like something that is this overwhelming feeling, like you can't just ignore your past. You can't run away from it. You have to face it. You have to face these demons, because it just becomes more like hungry. And then the way that like the scientists in here, the researchers, are just like bugs. They're never named. They are never really even given any speech. They are just there, busy consuming and learning and doing things without permission. Like they get their hands on this 8-year-old girl, and like they do not have permission to do all these tests on her, and yet they do them anyway. And it's disgusting and terrible. And All those years and all those bruises, nobody ever offered to help her, but that didn't mean they weren't paying attention. This street was fully aware of how to hurt her most. Fucking okay. Like this, I can't. And poor Enid. Oh, Enid. Oh my god. Like this book could be so much longer. It could be so much more, like you could have the flashbacks to when things were actually happening and like flesh those out more and all this kind of stuff. But the way that it is so set in this present tense, but in between, like it's not in present tense, it's in past tense, but like the way that it's set where you're feeling like our main character Talitha and Brett and Grace and stuff like that, and Jack the researcher and all this kind of things, there's like the way that Talitha feels like she is stuck in between this ghost world and the real world this whole time. And anytime she experiences anything or remembers anything, even though there are flashbacks, it still feels like we are getting it through a veil of this like ghostliness and the fact that it is in the past. Like we are not living it in the moment with her, we are living it through a memory. And it is such an interesting way of doing this, because I know like you could make this such a more high octane thriller. You could have these awful moments of like what happens with Grace's brothers, and you could have these terrible turns, and you could have the panic, you could have the high octane sense in this book, and yet Gwendolyn Keist, listen to the audiobook, that's how you say her name, Keist, chose to make this so soft, and yet that does not take away the impact of this. Like it hits, and it will continue to hit, and it just like I'm gonna be really interested in hearing my friends' opinions about the ending, like the very, very ending, because, okay, this is going to be spoilery. I've realized, even though I said at the beginning I was going to try keep it, like, I was going to make it spoilery, but I realize now that I've been trying to keep this very not spoilery, because what I've said so far about this book is so general, it's not even, like, exact moments or things or anything, but there's this moment at the end, now we're getting to spoilers, that our girls are brought back into the neighborhood. All 4 of them have to be back together again. They have to kind of relive what happened that night that like sent the neighborhood into this never-ending spiral of Groundhog Day like stuff. It's been 20 years and the neighborhood is starting to fall apart. And now that it's drawn the girls back, now that it's gotten hungrier, now that it's like pulling them in and not letting them go, like it wants to consume them. It's this entity. And then we get the return of Brett's stepdad, who has been sexually abusing her, like, just forever. And, like, that's what the town has been turning their back on. And it's just, like, the way that all of these moms that are supposed to be people that protect you and listen to you, and they haven't been. This entire book, they've been dismissive. There's lesbophobia, there's homophobia. Like, it's a toxic situation. The moms hate their daughters in some places. Like our main character's mom just fucking hates her daughters. And like, she literally says to her daughter at the end, like the ghost of her mom, whatever is trapped there, is saying like, she asks basically like, why did you hate us? And her mom's like, I didn't hate you. And she's like, well, why did it feel that way then? And she's like, why? The fact that I couldn't escape. And then Talitha's like, well, then why the fuck did you have my little sister if this is how you felt? And she literally says, she's like, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't you that was making me feel this way, that it was just me. And it's just horrifying, the truth of how much one can hate something so deeply that it just turns to this rancid thing. And then the other, like Grace's mom doesn't really have any stakes in this story because it's not about her, but she's just another mom just another person who turned away and just chose not to say anything, not to do anything, not to protect anything. And then of course we have Brett's mom, who was in it, and she also did not protect her daughter from this man that she brought into the house. At the end, when they're reliving this moment and they start killing him again, and they're told that they didn't kill him the first time, that's why he was trapped in this weird in-between state. And the fact that the moms come in, they step in, they finally fucking do something and they help, it almost wants to be this very heroic, courageous moment of like this big coming together of like, oh my god, they're finally doing something, they're bringing it down. It's way too fucking late. It's so too late. Like, no, it's just they're helping finish this. And it's this realization that that's not supposed to absolve them of anything. It's not supposed to be like, no, look, they actually did something at the end, they're not all bad people. Like, no, it was way too fucking late. This is just so that we can get out of this hellhole now. And it's just so well done. This book is just so well done. And I'm really interested to see what my friends think of that ending, because I am really hoping that they get that too, that they don't think that this book is trying to glorify that and make that a heroic moment, like a redemption moment, because it is not. It is not this moment of heroism. It's not this moment of like, oh my God, these three moms, mom power, coming in to save their daughters, to save the day. No, it's way too fucking late. And this is just, they all need to actually be better and come together just to make this thing fucking end. And it's so, yes, yes. So I highly recommend this book for this time of year, for any time of year. It hits the perfect notes of a ghost story for me, the perfect notes of a thriller for me. It doesn't really keep me on the edge of my seat like a thriller like I would want it to, but it does wonderful horror elements. It does have the unease that I talked about, and it has incredible themes that I just love. I really, really do. Now that I'm looking at this cover, I'm realizing there's only 3 people on the cover, and there should be 4. There should be 2 here, and then 4 here. Anyways. So that, my friends, was my reread of The Haunting of Velkwood, and I absolutely loved this. 5 stars. I'm so glad I revisited it. Holy shit. Holy shit. And I did get some knitting done as well. I managed to cast off this earband. Yay. Which, like, I'm not mad at it, actually. Like, the more that I look at it, I'm like, gosh, that's actually kind of nice. But, like, not to give to my dad. It's not very dad-like. And so I'm making him another one. And I think I'm doing okay. Like, I just am taking it so carefully. I just need to make sure that the pattern doesn't fuck up again. Anyways, so I did a little bit of that. I did like an inch of knitting. So yay for that. I had a tea, and it's now gone cold for the 2nd time, but that's fine. It's almost done anyways. It's been such a good evening. I think that's going to bring me to the end of this vlog. So I don't know the point of this vlog. It was just an evening in my life. A Thursday where some interesting stuff happened. I got to reread a favorite book from last year in preparation for my book club on Saturday with my friends. And I'm excited to see what they all think, and terrified. But I think it'll be a good one. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I think it'll make a really interesting conversation. And that's really all we can hope for. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it all the way through, let me know down below what one of your favorite books that you would like to reread is, if you have not yet reread a favorite book. I like to reread books all the time, as you guys know. And rereading a favorite is something special. Like, it's always a little terrifying because you're like, am I gonna hate this? Or is it gonna be something that actually still hits, you know? And it's one of those things that's just like, you never really know. Like, it depends on how long ago you've read it. Like, earlier this year, I read The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen, and that one was a reread. And it was originally 5 stars, but it's very much not. But this one still holds up. There are some favorites that just do, and I fucking love that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in another video very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.